Hey guys, Roman and Reaper here. So yep, as you can tell by the apparel, it's Star Wars time again. About to head into the Avenue, about to catch a re-release of The Empire Strikes Back. Hey, look, I'm already really looking forward to this, it's Empire, but then it took on an added air of poignancy a couple of days ago with the news of James Earl Jones' passing. Very sad, but what better way to pay tribute than, watch one of his most iconic roles, deliver one of his most iconic lines. So I'm gonna head upstairs, get seated, go see The Empire Strikes. So yeah, I'm ready to get seated, order my food, to see The Empire Strikes Back. So yeah, The Empire Strikes Back. I'm back from seeing it. This is not the first time I've seen it on the big screen. I saw it back in 2020 for its 40th anniversary. In fact, it was the first movie I went to when the cinemas reopened after COVID. So yeah, I was very excited to get the opportunity to see it on the big screen again. And they're continuing the re-releases with Return of the Jedi upcoming. So yeah, I'll definitely make the effort to see that as well. May as well experience the whole trilogy on the big screen. Obviously, this is widely regarded by Star Wars fans as the best of the saga, and it's looked at in general as one of the best film sequels. A film that matches the predecessor but also improves on it in its own right. But does the film still to this day stand up as the top dog of the Star Wars saga? Let's find out. So in the film, the Rebel Alliance have set up base on the snowy planet of Hoth, where they are hiding out from the Galactic Empire following the destruction of the Death Star. It's not long before they are found by the Empire and forced to go on the run, with Han and Leia, along with Chewie and 3PO, setting out on the Falcon to avoid Vader's forces, as well as a group of bounty hunters hired by Jabba the Hutt to find Han, while Luke and R2 set out for the Dagobah system in search of Jedi Master Yoda to help him continue his training and master his abilities in the Force. However, as Luke finds himself tested and with the threat of Vader looming, he soon finds himself forced to make some difficult decisions. So look, this is looked at by many Star Wars fans as their favorite of the franchise, and it is perfectly understandable to see why. I can perfectly understand why it's looked at as highly as it is, because it's my favorite Star Wars film too. Yeah, I goddamn love this movie. Like this, is a perfect example of how to do a blockbuster sequel. In fact, it has proven influential in how many modern blockbuster sequels tell their stories. This has got a more serious and downbeat tone. It's got a deeper look at the characters, really fleshing them out more. And it's in general just got a really compelling high stakes plot. It is just absolutely spectacular blockbuster entertainment. Of course, the Star Wars franchise's blockbuster level spectacle, the film does not skimp out on, with some absolutely fantastic craftsmanship on display here. You've got some fantastic locations here, plenty of amazing sets, whether it be the unforgiving snowy landscapes of Hoth, or the marshes of Dagobah, or even the slick industrial cityscapes of Bespin. There's so much amazing location work done here that it really makes the galaxy feel all the more tangible. Of course, you've got amazing work with miniatures and some fantastic puppetry, whether it be stuff like the Wampa or the giant space worm that the Falcon flies out of, or even, of course, Yoda himself. So much amazing craftsmanship on display here. And yes, one could argue that some effect shots, like some rear projection and CGI additions, have dated. But to me, that's part of the charm. This is a goofy, campy sci-fi serial, and the visuals do a great job of reflecting that. But that's not to downplay how hard the film's visuals go. It's shot with an incredible level of confidence. With so many shots like the Tauntaun looking out over Hoth, or Yoda pulling the X-wing out of the swamp, or even Luke and Vader facing off in the carbonite freezing chamber. So many shots that will just never not be iconic to me, and even in the moment, they just go insanely hard. Of course, you've got some great, unique sound design, which does enhance the world, and goddamn John Williams' score, which doesn't need any introduction, because, it's just absolutely fantastic. So many great pieces, like obviously the opening fanfare and the credits theme, and of course, the addition to this film, the Imperial March, which, might just be one of the hardest pieces of music ever composed. Don't at me. You know it's true. And of course, there's some absolutely fantastic action set pieces. Of course, you've got the Battle of Hoth with the rebel snow speeders facing off against the Imperial at walkers. Beautiful. And of course, you've got the duel between Vader and Luke on Bespin. Just absolutely fantastic action spectacle that is, incredibly exciting and thrilling to watch. But, it wouldn't be nearly as compelling as it is if it wasn't for the amazingly told story, which, obviously has a more downbeat and serious tone when compared with A New Hope. But it works wonders with the higher stakes of the story, which wouldn't feel nearly as involving as they do if it wasn't for the characters, because goddamn, the character work on display here is fantastic. Just a wonderful deeper dive into the characters, wonderfully expanding on them and fleshing them out from their initial appearance in New Hope to create some, wonderfully well-rounded and fleshed out character studies. Of course, you have got Luke, who finds his, good heart and boyish sense of optimism really pushed to its limit, as he finds himself tested as to where his allegiance in the Force lies. And Mark Hamill does an absolutely fantastic job with it. And Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher as Han and Leia, and I really enjoyed their dynamic, their little odd couple bickering, but also their little tender moments where their feelings are actually mutual. It's those little sincere character moments which lead to some of the best scenes of the film. In particular, I really enjoyed Han's arc of, he's putting on this very gruff and grumpy demeanor to disguise the fact that actually he does have a heart and he does care, as shown in, in his relationship with Leia and, the scene where he goes back to save Luke. Of course, Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. He is legit so funny in this, absolutely hilarious. He's the sort of long-suffering companion who, is only really kept around because he's useful, and he's incredibly exasperated by everything going on around him, and just the fact he doesn't get a lot of respect in general. Yeah, it's so funny, and yeah, Yoda is absolutely hilarious as well, but also does a great job of imparting those moments of sage wisdom onto Luke. Obviously, Frank Oz does a great job with Yoda's performance. The puppetry is, on point. You've got Billy D. Williams as Lando as well. And I really liked his character here. He's an incredibly charismatic little swindler who's willing to do deals with all kinds of scum, you know, if it's convenient to him. A really good character. And of course, how can I not bring up Darth Vader? Because obviously, yes, the news of James Earl Jones passing on Monday, incredibly tragic, and he will forever be missed. But goddamn, he brings such a presence to Vader. His magnificent voice. Just really, it's such a presence of power and authority. Vader in this is very much a figure of, ruthless efficiency, and obviously the physicality David Prowse brings to the role as well, really solidifies this, intimidating, presence. I still stand by that he is the absolute GOAT when it comes to movie villains. He is one of the best on-screen villains just of all time. And of course, the final act, which wonderfully pays off the deeper character arcs, and also has those moments where all hope is lost, as well as that iconic "I am your father" twist. Honestly, man, I can't even imagine what it must have been like seeing this in the cinema for the first time in 1980. Can you imagine what the audience reactions must have been like? Yeah, an absolutely incredible final act, which very much, pays off the incredibly high stakes of the film, sort of leaving things on a note where hope is lost, but even against all the odds, our heroes are still ready to come back and save the day and come back swinging harder. Yeah, just a goddamn incredible film, the best of the saga, just some of the best blockbuster entertainment in general. It is looked at this highly for a reason. And yeah, overall, out of 10, The Empire Strikes Back, I'm going to give a well-deserved 10. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you got the chance to see The Empire Strikes Back on the big screen? What was your favorite iconic moment to see on the big screen? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.